Another day has arrived, and we are still in the same place of disarray. Hope is in the distance. I can see a tiny glimpse of light, just a tiny, tiny light. It is there, I know it. I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive. Yesterday has gone, but this I know. Today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were shattered. He is that tiny bright light in the distance. Tomorrow may not arrive. I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive. Yesterday has gone, but this I know. Today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were shattered. He is that tiny bright light in the distance.
When the rain comes down, it don't mean drown. Just grab your boots and dance around. A little mud never hurt a soul. It's how we grow, yeah, it's how we roll.
The sun's hiding, but it ain't gone. Keep your heart turned on, turned on.
Keep smiling, keep shining when the storm tries to steal your song. Keep smiling, keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong.
When whispers creep in saying you can't win,
just shout louder, drown them out again. Turn the doubts into your fire. Every stumble builds something higher. When shadows linger, light your spark. Don't let them pull you into the dark. Keep smiling, keep shining when the storm tries to steal your song. Keep smiling, keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong. Oh, misery won't stay where joy is strong.
Good evening, Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, Wednesday morning, the 15th of October, halfway through the month. Once again, I lay down the gauntlet tonight for anyone here who's just tuning in. I know it's a small crowd at this hour, but if you're not a subscriber to the Truth Channel, I encourage you to become one. Why? Well, I have something to gain from it. Rob Hertzhoff, earlier today, when I was speaking to him, offered to pay half the cost of my travel to South Africa should we get the Truth Report to 100,000 subscribers. How cool is that? So if you haven't subscribed, you go over there, help me get there. We've gained at least 300 subscribers today, and it means we got to get 3,400 more to go. So let's see if we can't get them there. Dogzilla, good evening to you. Right, hello to everybody. I'm in a slightly better mood than I was last night. Wasn't tonight the Veterans Organization seemed to run a little bit better, smaller crowd, but ran better. Holden Caulfield is here. Karen Lange is here. Mandy van Rooyen, Francis Ruiz, Rebecca, Xavier Grayling, Kathy Price, who produced that lovely song. The first one. Second one was mine. And then Philip Holtz, Jacob, AJ Quinn, Malcolm Clothy. Malcolm, what's going on? Elmarie, Malcolm is one of the original gangsters here on the channel. OGs, Anthea, welcome to you. Sean Velgemont, CB, also one of those original gangsters. And the State Department revoked the visa of South African for a hateful post about Charlie Kirk. Really? Where did you see that at, Philip? Please tell me where that was at. I have not seen that. Have not seen that. Wow. In nearly 5 years of my dedicated viewership, this program, my views and my life have changed for the better. Thank you, Chris. So you're very welcome, Courtney. But it's your life. If I've had an influence on it, I'm glad I have. I'm also glad you had the patience not to run off and not take things personally when some of the things you said just didn't make sense, and I disputed them and argued against you. You're an adult that you hung around. Willem Hart, what's going on, man? Don't get me started, man. It's time for Twin Falls Delight. Yeah. Sloth Puppy, oh my goodness, it's just roll back the clock, man. It's roll back the clock. Sloth Puppy is here. Man, we are going back to let me hop in the Wayback Machine with Sherman and Mr. Peabody. We're going to go to the year 2020. Oh, Courtney, CB, Sloth Puppy. Wow, man, all these people just tuning in from the old days. Cool. Denise Bellingham, welcome to you. Light Rain has also been around for a long time. I don't know the exact time that Light Rain joined us, but it's been a long time. I think Light Rain was our first left coast viewer that I'm aware of. That doesn't mean the first one; it just means my first one became more. Bach and Terry, how's it going? He said he put Trump's on anyone to join BRICS a long time ago, but that includes Saudi Arabia. So we'll see if he really does it. Madeline Swart, hello to you. CB says today's gonna be a great day. Season is slowly changing in Minnesota. Yeah, no, it's got chilly here the other day and rained. Local community has the Farmers Fair set parade this Saturday. We've got a float in it. Normally I walk behind the float, toss candy out to the kids. This year I'll probably be riding on the float for most of the trip because of my hip. But yeah, so we're making it happen, folks. Klein Zaterdag. Huh? Is Tuesday Klein Zaterdag? Is that what that means? I know it's Small Saturday, but I didn't realize it meant it was a Tuesday. You're welcome for the positive music. My pleasure. Sean wants to interview. Boy, a lot of people last night said they're getting interviews. A lot of people got their case numbers. A lot of people got things other people haven't heard. Some people losing hope. I don't know what to tell you why you would lose hope. You had zero hope. You had zero offers. Nobody gave a flying flip about South Africans on February 6th of 2025 except me and a couple other people around the world. That's it. There was nothing. But on February 7th, Donald Trump changed the narrative completely. I don't know why anybody would give a hope of that. You quit putting yourself and building this window as if like you're gone and you're somewhere safe tomorrow. You never should have taken that approach. I've cautioned and warned people from the very outset, this takes time. I'm actually quite surprised that people came over on May 12th. That was a bit quick. Letitia DeBrune, welcome to you. Cindy, good morning. Getting ready for a third interview. See, there's somebody right there. Post the links. Okay, well, we'll get that up there. Hang on. Thank you very much for that. So I'll get the link up there and I'll pin it to the top. So just give me a moment. Come on. A little faster, YouTube. Jeez. There it is. Okay. Any day now. There we go. Oh, that's not it. I want this. Okay. There we go. Okay. So here you go. Oh, somebody see me. Chris Marie posted. There you go. All right. So yeah, if you subscribe to that, folks, if we get to 100,000 subscribers, which is just a few thousand away, Rob has promised to pay for half my flight. Now, to be fair, last time, unsolicited on Ronaldo's program earlier this year, he said he'd pay for my flight, and he did pay for my entire flight. It was awesome. So yeah, Cool beans. But Rob has offered to pay for half my flight. Somebody said, am I going first class? If Rob's paying for it, I'll go first class one way. Not both ways. I can't afford that. Anyway. Now, Letitia, did I get your email? I have no idea, Letitia. I've been busy all day. I have only come home an hour ago. I had shopping to do. I had to redeem certificates. I had to run from place to place. I had to get petrol after I finished all my work this afternoon. There's no time to do it later in the week. So, no, I have not looked at anybody's email today. I have no idea if I got your email, Letitia. I don't have any email from anybody named Letitia. Not in my search button. No, I have no email. I did a search. No. Well, no problem, but the bigger concern is, where did you send it? I have no email. If it's under your name, I have no email. I'll just try it again. Unless I spelled that wrong. Oh, no, maybe I just spelled wrong. Hang on a second. Nope. I have nothing. Nothing from you. I'm sorry. I don't know where you sent it. Did you send it to my personal account that I'm not reading messages from? I don't see it there either. That account has about 1,800 messages today. My sister's on Facebook. Ugh. No, nothing there. I don't know where you sent it at. Please do. Please check. And make sure you have the right email address. All right, so what is that, a snowman in the heart? Have you got snow out there in the mountain states? Courtney, you didn't get any Salt Lake. It's too warm for that, right? I mean, I know it snowed in Wyoming and Star Valley after I left. A whole bunch of snow just a couple days after I left. So I got the last of the good weather out there. But, we're trying to brighten things up, and I see Willem is here, so why not? Let's just chill for a moment here. Oh, by the way, let me check on my hockey scores. The Golden Knights are winning in the third period, 3-2 over the Calgary Flames, and the Canadiens beat the Kraken. So there you go. But the Golden Knights is the one I care about, and it's 12:29 left in the third period. Golden Knights up by 3. That's the one I care about. Right, but that's not what I was getting at. Come back here. There you are. Here we go. So this is what I'm looking for. Come on, a little bit further. There it is. All right, folks. If you've been out to the Snake River Canyon, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's Twin Falls Delight. Yeah, by November you should be getting it. But in the hills of western Wyoming, they did get snow.
The sun wakes up in a golden sprawl over fields of wheat so proud, so tall. Morning whispers, rivers hum their tune. A land where hearts can bloom. The mountains stand like ancient friends.
Say hello to Kara for me.
The kind of peace that never ends. Oh, Twin Falls delight, where the skies shine bright. A Rocky Mountain high, starry night. Friendly faces, open doors. A place to dream, a place that's yours. Main streets alive, laughter fills the air. Dreams right on the breeze without a care. The Snake River dances under the light, a sight that takes your soul to flight. Here roots grow deep and spirits soar. A little heaven forevermore. Twin Falls delight, where the skies shine bright. A Rocky Mountain high. that's yours. Oh, Twin
Falls delight, where the skies shine bright, Rocky Mountain high, a starry night, friendly faces, open doors, a place to dream, a place that's yours. Twin Falls Delight, folks. Made that in, for gratitude for Willem and Cara, who had the courage to share their story after having apprehension initially. It's good to see that they're doing well out there, and I enjoyed my time out there. It was a real pleasure. And we're not going to forget, of course, Earl and Jay Langton and their family, and thoughts and prayers for Jay. She's suffering from cervical cancer and on the mend through chemotherapy at the moment. But let me get that Fox News story. Fox News, South African. U.S. revokes visa over comments on Charlie Kirk. There it is. It's all over the place. State Department says it's revoked the visas from people who allegedly celebrated. They said they were going to do it. There's 6 foreigners, not just a South African. Yeah, here we go. Here's the whole story. U.S. revokes visas. I had to open up a different window for this one. For 6 foreigners over comments made about Charlie Kirk's death. The State Department said on Tuesday it had revoked the visas of 6 foreign nationals over comments made on the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The announcement of the revocations came as President Trump posthumously awarded Kirk with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It listed South Africa, Argentina, Mexico, Brazil, Germany, and Paraguay as the homes of the people who had their visas revoked. In one post, an Argentine national accused Kirk of spreading racist, xenophobic, misogynistic rhetoric. When fascists die, Democrats can't complain. Another person wrote in German. State Department added that it continued. Now, the Argentine, I'm not so sure I'm comfortable with that. We'll try to see what the South African said. But the Argentine said that Trump spread racist, xenophobic, misogynistic rhetoric. That's not a personal attack. That's just bad manners and bad taste. I mean, that's censoring speech. I'm not so sure I'm thrilled about that. But the person who is a German said, when fascists die, Democrats don't complain. That's twisted, and that's not the kind of person we want in America. Yes, I'm looking to see. They don't mention what the South African said. Let me see if this story does. Okay. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau said he had instructed consular officials to monitor the comments on social media claiming to identify individuals praising, rationalizing, or making light of. Yeah, praising, rationalizing, making light, but the other one wasn't doing that, so I'm not so sure about that. Oh, here we go. Among the examples cited Tuesday, a post said it had been from an Argentine national. He said he deserves to burn in hell. Okay, well then that's appropriate. That wasn't mentioned first. Another said to be from a South African who mocked Americans grieving the loss of Kirk, saying they're hurt that their racist rally ended in attempted martyrdom, and alleging he was used to astroturf a movement of white nationalist trailer trash. Well, that's deserving. That's deserving. Paraguay national who said Charlie Kirk was the son of a bee. He died by his own rules. Wow. Harold Hongaju Ko, who served as State Department's legal advisor during the Obama administration, said last month revoking visas based on statements about Kirk's death is a First Amendment violation. It is not. Foreign nationals do not have the privileges and rights granted and protected by the United States Constitution. They don't. Granting a visa for somebody to visit our country doesn't give them the right to say what they want to say. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't get on platforms and say such things publicly about officials in South Africa when I'm there. Willem, thank you. $20 super chat. Wow, your sister, you've outdone her. She's gone quiet. Now you're ahead of her. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Clouds are gathering. And Courtney says, really hope move out west. Well, Courtney, it's definitely something. Anyway, just fix the typo mistake. Aha, see, Letitia? Good thing you asked. Okay. And Kara says, thank you for the song, super special. She's very welcome. Yeah, no, I did that for you guys. And we're going to do Alabama Heat here in a moment. That one's for the Langtons. I haven't forgot about them. But I want to cover the story since it came up. Wow. Yeah, on this one, yeah, it's like I don't run around and call Joseph Malema racist. I don't do that. First off, that's criminal injury in South Africa. In fact, I don't think he is a racist. I think he's an opportunist, which is very different. Yeah, so, wow. Scott Anderson, a former attorney advisor at the State Department, said there could be some distinction between revoking the visas and denying them. Foreigners and citizens, once they're lawfully situated in the United States, usually have a fair amount of First Amendment rights. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have any First Amendment rights. They have no constitutional rights. We extend them at our leisure. It's not required. Discretionary visa. People overseas don't have any entitlement to come to the United States. There's certainly no constitutional rights. Exactly. I got to fly in a helicopter a couple feet above the Snake River in Hell's Canyon. Wow. Exfil and that wildfire, that must have been interesting. Yeah, it is a pretty deep canyon. I didn't know it was deeper than the Grand Canyon. I thought the Grand Canyon was deeper. Yeah, it is an awesome song, Letitia. And, right, refugees don't have First Amendment. Exactly. Well, no, this isn't. No, hold. It wasn't. Stop. Not a refugee. Not a refugee. It's a visa holder. Somebody came to America from South Africa. It's a visa holder. By the way, I'm wearing a mint green shirt. And if you're curious what it is, it's a Women's Rugby World Cup. These are kind of embossed rays. It's like a rubbery thing here. And there's more on the back. There's a whole bunch of stuff there on the back. There you go. Don't know if you're able to read that, but yeah, it's. I haven't worn this before. It's first time out of that bag. I'm wearing it. Jacarandas, yeah, in Harare, in Pretoria, very beautiful. If I stand on my toes, I can almost reach the top of the can. Not, no way. David Muller, welcome to you. Yeah, no, it's not a refugee. It's not a refugee. No. Little Day, Saturday, Klein Saturday. Oh, it's not Wednesday here. That's why I was confused, Xavier, because I said it's still Tuesday. That's what confused me. Yeah, Klein Saturday is Wednesday. Got that. That's why I'm like, why Tuesday? I didn't know it was that Tuesday. Understand that. Gotcha. Yep. Professor G looks like Freddie Mercury. Really? Odin's Viking, what's up? Courtney, I'd have to look. I know you mentioned it before, and I keep forgetting to check my jersey size. Probably an X large. I'd have to look before you get something. And make sure it's the Mammoth, not the one that says Utah. I don't want a Utah one. Yeah. So, we hit 113,000 subscribers. So, strangely enough, the short that I did, which has 2,900 views, in which I encourage people to become subscribers to the Truth Channel, got me 29 subscribers. That's odd, but I'll take it. So, yeah, the video, I realize the title might sound like I'm trying to get here, but if you watch the video, you'll see clearly. But the reason I went with the title is because I have a service that tells me what good titles and bad titles are. I have my own title, and it said it ranked a rating score of about 51. This title ranked 80, and it seemed much more appropriate, so I went with it. I tried to put, get Truth Report to 100,000. It dropped it back to 60-something, so I just left it at that. So it's not clickbait. It is meant, and if you watch the video, it's only a short video, you'll see that I'm trying to get people to subscribe to Truth Report. But if people subscribe here, all the better. Thank you. We went up to 113,000 earlier today, and then two subscribers were taken away by YouTube. And then I went away for a few hours. I came back, and we were up by 40. So that's pretty cool. You had frost in Washington State last night. Okay. Yep. Philip, that's not very helpful. Please don't write stuff like that in here, okay? Not very helpful, okay? Not very helpful. And pretty obvious. There's no need to give stupid people stupid ideas, okay? I don't need advice like that. I'd appreciate you don't do that. Okay? Not helpful. Again, all right, that's it. Your message is getting deleted. Okay. I don't know what you're up to here, but you're not. Do you not get the environment? Do you not understand what's going on out there in the world? Not helpful. Maybe you mean well, but that is not helpful. Yep. Have I slept? No. Why? Does somebody think I was sleeping? Hell's Canyon Carver Snare is the deepest. Yeah, wow. Depth is... Oh, okay. All right. I thought you said height. You did say depth. Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yep. All right. So, now that we've caught back up there, it's time to take care of a little something else here. This one's for the Langton family down in Alabama. Where the heck's it at? I'm trying to find it here now. It's before this. Come on. There we go. Now we're ready. We'll do the second version because the first version we played a lot, but here's the second version, which was also popular. This was also popular, but I published the first one. I think I also published. No, I haven't published this one.
Alabama heat melts the road to gold. New faces arrive with stories untold.
The air is thick, but the dreams are wide.
South African hearts crossing the tide. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat. Alabama heat.
They carry talent in battered bags.
No corruption here to plant new flags.
From the ashes of crime they rise, with courage burning
Brighter than skies. The past may haunt, but the future sings. Freedom hums on broken wings. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat. Alabama heat.
Humidity hugs like an old ghost, but here they stand, a living toast to freedom's soil, to the promised land. With calloused hands, they take a
Alabama heat. Alabama heat.
My favorite version is the first one. This is good, but I love the first one. Alabama Heat. Still one of those top end ones. Yeah, the initial excitement of going to my Spotify channel seems to have died off a bit, although people are still listening to some of the music. So, yeah, I do need to cover something here, and kindly someone sent me so I don't have to sit here and guess. Marina, thank you very much. Tani Rule Ice from Carolina was attacked by two black males Friday evening, subdued her, bound her with chains, and covered her with her own furniture. She's a 70-year-old woman. Thereafter, they tortured her by throwing boiling water on top of her. She's in critical condition in the hospital. She farms on her own, and this is the second time that she was attacked in 2 years. Yeah, but it's all fantasy in the minds of white supremacists that white people are being isolated and intentionally attacked, murdered, tortured. Why would you torture a 70-year-old if you're robbing the place? A well-known South African had the audacity to tell me, well, it's because they have time. Time for what? To be gruesome and cruel? It's sick. It's sick. I'll try to cover this story, folks, and and make a video on it. It just at some point it just becomes so much. The one that really broke my heart a few years ago was the Braun family story, and then I later met members of the Braun family, and it became very personal for me at that point. I can't begin to imagine their suffering, but it's a sick world. And South Africa, oh my goodness, yikes. Yeah, it's got a problem, all right. I don't know what the problem is, but it's got a problem. All right, folks, I've got, what's this? What did somebody say here? I've been to Crater Lake Light Rain. I don't know if Courtney's been there, but I've been to Crater Lake. I love Crater Lake, but man, it is a long drive to get out there. It's not like right around the corner. Maybe they got a bigger road now than they did 30 years ago. Tony Arrow anniversary, we will celebrate Jay being completely clean as well. Well, that's cool, Willem. Cool. Yeah, no, Courtney, I know. You don't have to do that. It's very kind of you, but let me make sure I get the right size, okay? I'll try one of my jerseys, and I'll make sure I haven't got too big for them. I have a whole rack of jerseys up there, including Vegas Golden Knights jerseys, Hershey Bears jerseys, the U.S. Olympic team jersey, Colorado Rockies, Peter Forsberg jersey, because he was one of my favorite players. Yep. So, anyway, as that woman in the White House stated, they're a violent nation. Yeah, she said it herself. The leader of COSATU, we're a violent nation. She said it, folks. All right, let me get, and I'll do the story about the revoking the visa here shortly. So, yeah. Let me get to some news stories. The military has seized power in a coup in Madagascar, which many expected was coming. In fact, it has happened. The military has overthrown the government of Madagascar. The army in Madagascar seized power Tuesday, days after the president went into hiding, saying he feared for his life after several weeks of massive anti-government protests. Colonel Michael Randarianarina from elite military unit CAPSAT announced the army was control of the African island nation would establish a committee composed of army and police brass. He said they would then set up a civilian government quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I was offered the job to be the defense advisor to the Ministry of Defense in Madagascar 18 months ago, and it was at least a 2-year deal. Thank you. You're getting baptized. Well, congratulations, Courtney. You're getting baptized on Saturday. Best of thoughts, and thank you for making it rain with a $2 super chat. I would have been the defense advisor there right now in the midst of this. Can you imagine the conundrum I'd find myself in? Probably the jeopardy I'd be in. Yep. Yeah, there's a difference between violence and inhumane. You're absolutely right. This is just cruel torture. It's domestic terrorism is what it is. Let's call it what it is. It's domestic terrorism. Hello, Gail, from Durban. I don't like anything autonomous. I don't like anything autonomous, Holden. That's my thoughts on that. Autonomous helicopters? No. Nope. Don't trust it. He tortured deliberately due to send a message. Exactly. It's called domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism. Yep. So BBC also reporting on this story. That was National Public Radio. BBC says elite military unit says it seized power from President Rajoelina. CAPSAT stands for Personnel Administrative Technical and Administrative Service Corps, is the most powerful military unit in Madagascar. They supported him when he overthrew the government in 2009. The Constitutional Court has named the colonel as the country's new leader, even though a statement from the president's office said he was still in charge and denounced what he described as an attempted coup d'etat. Chaos because there's no president, he's gone abroad. Well, we don't know that he's gone abroad. Yeah. So there's the new leader of Madagascar, a colonel. I'm a colonel. What country can I run? Yeah, I developed in 10 months. Exactly. What could go wrong? Well, the son of an African retail tycoon. I know a lot of Afrikaans-speaking South Africans aren't fond of Dis-Chem. Well, he is handing over the reins. He steps down as a $1.4 billion dynasty enters a new chapter. One of South Africa's most iconic retail dynasties is entering a new phase as Saul Saltzman, executive director of Dis-Chem, steps down after nearly 2 decades of leadership. Dis-Chem and their crappy stores. Yep, founded in 1978 with just $530, Dis-Chem has grown into a $1.4 billion retail empire with 330 stores. The move marks a broader succession, family succession with ownership redistributed among the Salzburg siblings. Yeah, a family legacy in transition. Co-founder Ivan Saltzman stepped down as CEO in 2023, passing the batons to former CEO Rui Murray. So they're stepping aside. Discam, their crappy stores. Yep. There you go. Discam. Well, Cameroon's opposition is claiming victory. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Both sides are claiming victory. Cameroon's opposition, Chiroma, claims electoral victory, urges Biya to concede. Cameroon opposition candidate Issa Chiromi declared victory late on Monday in the country's October 12th presidential election, urging President Paul Biya to accept defeat and honor the truth of the ballot box. Our victory is clear. It must be respected. The people chosen, this choice must be respected. Well, has it? Cameroon opposition leader declares victory. Results have not been released, but he's claiming victory. How do you claim victory when no results are released? More than 8 million people were eligible to vote, but the turnout remains unknown. Yep. So, Biya is only the second person to ever leave that country since the 1960s. Well, folks, Israel came under a lot of criticism for its invasion to attack the terrorist state of Hamas and its occupation of Gaza. But contrary to what we've been told, the Israelis were murdering the Gazans, the Palestinians, the Arabs over there. In fact, it's not them, it's Hamas that's murdering people. They've already began executing people publicly before the peace deal was even over. Video footage escaping from the ghouls. Hamas carries out public execution just hours after the peace treaty signing. Hamas carried out mass public executions in Gaza on Monday. Gruesome video shows as the bloodthirsty terror group desperately seeks to maintain control of the Palestinian enclave and punish those it deems collaborators with Israel. The barbaric reprisal came hours after President Trump declared an end to the age of terror and death and signed a document enshrining his 20-point peace plan. The graphic footage shows 8 badly beaten, blindfolded men kneeling in the street before each is shot dead by Hamas gunmen in front of a cheering crowd. The terror group said without providing evidence that the killings targeted criminals and collaborators with Israel. They're not. They're just opposition to Hamas. Among those killed was Ahmed Zidan al-Tarabin, reported responsible for recruiting agents to a rival non-Hamas aligned militia. Following the IDF's withdrawal, Hamas was quickly looked to reassert its control over Gaza, targeting clans or family-based armed groups that had gained strength during the conflict. The Palestinian terror group began its deadly reprisals before the peace deal was even signed. On Sunday, 52 members of the powerful Daghmoush clan were killed in clashes with Hamas internal security forces, while 12 Hamas terrorists, including the son of former official Bassam Naim, also died. Hamas militants reportedly used ambulances to storm the neighborhood of the clan, whom they accused of collaboration with Israel. It's a massacre. They're dragging people away. Children are screaming and dying. They're burning our houses. What did we do wrong? Said one clan member's daughter. Earlier on Monday, President Trump suggested he had given Hamas approval to manage internal security in Gaza as it sees fit as part of the peace deal. Well, then Trump has got blood on his hands. They do not want to stop the problems. They've been open about it, and we want to give them approval for a period of time. Sick ghouls. Yeah, close to 2 million people going back to buildings that have been demolished, and a lot of bad things can happen. So we want it to be safe. I think it's going to be fine. Who knows for sure? Well, that's not what's happening now as they kill each other. Masked fighters seen executing men in Gaza as Hamas fights with rival groups. Violent clashes erupted between Hamas and rival groups in several areas of Gaza, including an incident that culminated in apparent public execution. Not apparent, it was a public execution. And there's someone recording it on their phone. Wow. Unbelievable. Sick ghouls, folks. Utopia says, I'm highly qualified to run South, but we welcome as our leader. Well, thank you. When we spoke about my grandmother's murder in 2016, I was also told armed robbery gone wrong. Yeah, no, it's not. It's intentional domestic terrorism. Letitia, I saw your email. I've responded. Hopefully you can, if we're able to do that. Okay. Can I share what you said to me, Letitia? I mean, in that email, I don't know if I can, so you let me know. Yeah, exactly the same thing during the last peace negotiations. They started executing their Palestinian opponents. They are sick. They're just animals. Yep. Exactly. They got BE. You don't buy from Discam. That's what I said. I figured that. Yep. And what do the pro-Hamas protesters say about this? They probably say it's fake. Yeah, they will say it's fake. And just like they'll claim that Israel started this war, which is a lie. Wow. Bipin Yoshi. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said when October 7th happened, it wasn't simply an attack on Israel, it was an attack on the civilized world. The Hamas terrorists murdered Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists. It murdered Americans, Germans, Brits, Israelis, French, Nepalese, and other people from around the world. Bipin Yoshi was captured by Hamas during the group's attack on October 7th, 2023. Nepal's ambassador to Israel, Don Prasad Pandit, confirmed to Nepali media outlet that Yoshi's remains were en route to Tel Aviv late Monday. The body of Bipin Yoshi was handed over to Israeli authorities by Hamas and is being taken to Tel Aviv. DNA testing will be conducted before the remains are repatriated to Nepal, with final rites performed in Israel in coordination with the Nepali embassy. Yoshi's journey from a small town in Nepal to the conflict zone in Gaza began in September 2023 when he joined 16 fellow students for an agricultural study and work program at Kibbutz Alumim, near the Gaza border. The program aimed to provide hands-on training on Israeli farming practices, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the young students. That opportunity turned tragic on October 7, 2023, when Hamas launched a large-scale attack in southern Israel. Sirens blared, students took refuge in a bomb shelter. Moments later, gunfire and explosions erupted. Hamas terrorists hurled grenades into the shelter. One detonated, injuring several students, but Yoshi acted instantly, grabbing the second grenade and throwing it out before it exploded, saving lives. He was subsequently captured by Hamas gunmen and taken into Gaza. In the days that followed, video footage released by Israeli military appeared to show him being dragged into Gaza's Shifa hospital, last known sighting alive. His friends and family clung to hope for a safe return, while his mother and sister traveled to Israel and the United States to plead for his release. He would have turned 25 on October 26th. Another casualty of the terrorists who murder Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists with no impunity whatsoever. They are a scourge on earth. They need to be destroyed, removed from this planet. Mr. QB, Hamas is unhuman. Inhuman. Assad government secretly removed mass grave to cover up killings, according to Reuters. From 2019 to 2021, Syria's authoritarian government carried out a secret operation to move tens of thousands of bodies from the exposed Qatar mass grave to a hidden site in the desert east of Damascus. The goal of the clandestine reburial was to hide evidence of atrocities so that Assad could regain international standing. That's a drone view of the mass grave site. The Assad government carried out a 2-year clandestine operation to truck thousands of bodies from one of Syria's largest known mass graves to a secret location more than an hour away. To uncover the location of the grave site and detail the vast operation, Reuters spoke to 13 people with direct knowledge of the 2-year effort to move the bodies, reviewed documents produced by officials involved, and analyzed hundreds of satellite images of both grave sites taken over the course of several years. Operation Move Earth, it was called. Wow. 16 barrel trenches ranging in length from 15 to 160 meters. 34 trenches were built in the new location. Jeez. With at least 34 trenches measuring 2 kilometers in length, the grave in the desert is among the most extensive created during the Syrian Civil War. Tens of thousands of people could be buried here. Wow. The idea to move the 1,000 bodies came into being in late 2018 when Assad was verging on victory in Syria's civil war, said the former Republican Guard officer. The dictator was hoping to regain international recognition after being sidelined by years of sanctions and allegations of brutality. At the time, he had already been accused of detaining Syrians by the thousands, but no independent Syrian groups or international organizations had access to the prisons or the mass graves. More than 160,000 people disappeared into the deposed dictator's vast security apparatus and are believed to have been buried in dozens of mass graves he created. But with a few resources in Syria, even well-known mass graves are largely unprotected and unexcavated. Jeez. Sick. He was trying to get international. Well, Dogzilla, were you here from the beginning? We were talking about good news. We talked about good news. Yep. Oh, here's some good news. Sir Keir Starmer says that recognition of Palestine helped get the ceasefire. Stolen valor, man. Sir Keir, the little puppy boy, is looking for attention. Oh, please, sir, more soup. May I have some more soup, sir? Well, because Bosnia, Rwanda, Babi Yar, Ukraine, the list goes on and on and on. UK's decision to recognize Palestinian statehood helped to bring about the ceasefire deal in Gaza, Sir Keir Starmer told MPs. And Sir Keir Starmer is a bold-faced liar. In fact, it did not. If anything, it slowed the process down. Well, Keir's a moron, Courtney, whether his wife is Jewish or Wiccan. Speaking after a summit in Egypt, he stressed that the agreement signed there belonged to U.S. Trump, telling MPs this is his deal. But he said the UK had been in a position to work behind the scenes for ceasefire precisely because of the approach this government takes. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch said recognizing Palestine without setting a condition for release of hostages was rewarding terrorism, and it was. Sir Keir is a fool of the highest order. Well, socialists have thrown the new French prime minister, who is also the old French prime minister, a lifeline. Indeed, they have. French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu's government will live to see another day after a high-stakes policy speech and unveiling of his draft budget on Tuesday. He said he would not join efforts, the socialists won't join efforts to topple the party. So the 39-year-old, reappointed just days after he resigned, got a temporary lifeline. Yeah, this is because he won't raise the retirement age, bankrupting France. Lazy Frenchmen sitting on their asses sipping wine. Well, here's some good news, Dogzilla. You still there wanting some good news? Got some good news for you, man. Got some good news for you. The greenies have been telling us that endangered species being wiped out by the Anthropocene. Yes, the human activity is destroying the planet. And yeah, there's a lot of that going on. But they never talk about the good things. They never talk about how the ozone layer hole is gone. Yep. Yeah, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about how the waters in the Great Lakes are cleaner than they've ever been since the 19th century. They don't talk about how the air quality in America has skyrocketed. They don't talk about all the other things that we've done to improve the quality of life, or how the bald eagle on the verge of extinction is now pervasive. It's ubiquitous in North America, all over the United States. They don't talk about that. How elk were reintroduced into northern Pennsylvania successfully. How wolf were introduced into Yellowstone Basin and have thrived. They don't talk about any of that. How salmon have survived despite dams on the rivers of Washington State. They don't talk about that. Well, Courtney letter carriers probably ought to be able to retire at the age of 40, man, with the beating they take. That's some hard work there. But the green sea turtle population has made a dramatic comeback, and none of the greenies are talking about it. Once nearly wiped out, the green sea turtle is making a remarkable comeback. Its global population has surged by 28% since the 1970s. Green sea turtle, an essential species in marine ecosystems, has experienced significant recovery in its population in recent decades. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, it's grown 28% in global numbers since the 1970s, largely due to concerted conservation efforts that are protecting their habitats and reducing human impact. Yep. Efforts in Ascension Island, Brazil, Mexico, and Hawaii have been particularly successful, with some subpopulation rebounding to close pre-commercial exploitation levels. Well, looky there. But there are threats for the green sea turtle. It's an amazing creature. What an amazing creature. Yep. Fishing bycatch is a major problem with those huge gill nets that catch them, and their habitats are under threat. But look at that. I don't think that's news, Holden. I think the woolly mammoth is already reintroduced. I mean, I've seen two instances of it. There's Naledi Pandor and Kamala Harris. Aren't they woolly mammoths? Who is they? I don't know. What are you talking about, Dogzilla? Who is they? Green sea turtles? They've made a comeback. I don't know the green sea turtles by name. I'm confused. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, Holden. I thought that the woolly mammoth had already been resurrected. Now, Lady Pandora and Kamala Harris, man. I would have sworn they're already back. Yes, the Mammoths are a hockey team. Yep. Green Sea Turtle made a comeback. You asked for good news, Dogzilla, and now you're criticizing. Dude, are you ever happy? Are you ever happy, Dogzilla? You asked for good news. I gave you good news, and you want to nitpick. You want to nitpick. Come on, man. Come on, man. Get with the program. Oh, check this one out, folks. This is from last night. This song is from Kathy. I presume I'm allowed to play this. Kathy made this. She sent it to me. Very nice of her. You ready for this? Here we go. This is from Kathy last night. Dogzilla, I gave you good news, man. Here's some more good news.
Another day has come and gone. With hope alive, we carry on.
Our prayers are heard, they reach the sky. A brighter light is on the horizon.
Oh, yesterday is gone, it's in the past. Today's a day to make your joy last. With hope in hand, tomorrow's yours to see. Live today and set your spirit free. It is there, I know it. I can still feel it in my heart. Oh, I have prayed for it for oh so long. It has been coming our way.
Walking, talking, and holding our hands. Colonel Chris, you have not given up on us.
Thank you for keeping that light in the horizon, still burning bright. Oh, yesterday is gone, it's in the past. Today's the day to make your joy last. With hope in hand, tomorrow's yours to see. Live today and set your spirit free. Colonel Chris, you have been sent to us. Thank you for trying your best. We have not been left behind. Thank you, Colonel. Donkey colonial, donkey colonial.
Well, Kathy put that together and sent it to me, so I thought I'd share that with you tonight. Bob and Pikachu have rejoined me. You know, these guys they were stars of the video, so Bob is back and Pikachu. Attention seekers, both of them. Yeah, they're both here now. So, Kathy, the Neil DeBeer one kind of hit home. I got a little choked up there. I mean, I watched it previously, but Neil was younger than me. I didn't realize it. I thought Neil was 2 years older than me, and actually he was born 4 years after me, almost 4 years younger than me. Didn't even make it to be 60. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. People shouldn't die at that age. People shouldn't die at that age. That's just too soon, man. Just too soon. Oh, boy.
Waar kom die inligting vandaan?
Oh, this is good. This one I downloaded. We've seen this before.
Waar kom die inligting vandaan? Daar's geen bron nie. Zero. Dis disinformasie.
Disinformatie came from News 24, his own newspaper. It's a story that they published. They ran with it. And he called it disinformation because he thinks a social media content creator posted it. What a royal turd that guy is. What a royal turd. It's his own media outlet. He's so stupid. He doesn't even recognize his own source. Oh, people on the political left, man, should just wear signs. Baron Hendrik Boykes. Yeah, well, I come to South Africa frequently, so I do meet and greets. Peter du Toit, man. Disinformatie. Let's listen to that again.
Waar kom die inligting vandaan? Daar's geen bron nie. Zero. Dis disinformasie.
Disinformatie. And who published the story? News 24 in partnership with City Press. Zinili Mapubulu and Johan Ebers. Apparently the people that work for his newspaper are disinformation experts. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. What a brain dead. Speaking of cackling dumbasses, here's another one.
Well done. Well done. They're so excited. Well done. This is exciting. Minister.
This isn't a government. This is a cabal of thieves in Africa that have taken over a country. It's not a government. I didn't see Answer's video. Yeah, what a load of crap, and they can never take it back. What's this? Disinformatie. Disinformatie. Is News 24 the disinformation center? Good night, Courtney. Oh, colonoscopy. That's right. You're an old man now. Try to remember the rugby, or not the rugby, the hockey jersey size, because they're different. Oh, boy. Veroshka, what's going on? No, I know. Cancer doesn't care for your age, but it's still too young. 57 is too young. Yeah. Yeah, it takes. Yep. Yep. Right. Do I have more good news? Yes, here's more good news. Dogzilla, you still here? I got more good news, man. You want good news? Here's more good news, man. Here's more good news. Where's my window at? There it is. A stunning discovery of 20,000 coins from early Middle Ages found near Stockholm. A remarkable treasure of up to 20,000 ancient coins and artifacts recently discovered in Stockholm. And the guy looking for it wasn't even a treasure hunter. He was digging up worms to go fishing. Remarkable discovery of coins was made by a private individual digging for worms near the summer house in Sweden. The find includes 20,000 coins from early Middle Ages, along with other valuable items such as pearls, pendants, and silver rings. It weighs approximately 13 pounds or 6 kilos. The hoard is one of the largest of its kind ever found in Sweden. Discovery occurred in a quiet rural area outside Stockholm where a private individual was simply digging for worms to bait their fishing hook. Little did they know their efforts would lead to an astonishing archaeological find. After digging into the ground, they unearthed a copper cauldron that had, over time, largely degraded, but still had a vast array of silver coins and other valuable items. Upon reporting the discovery to local authorities, experts quickly began assessing the find. Preliminary research suggests the hoard is likely one of the largest of its kind ever found in Sweden, potentially as many as 20,000 coins. They're still digging it up. Archaeologists are currently analyzing the hoard in more detail to confirm its exact contents. Among the coins, many bear the inscription Canutus, referring to King Knut Eriksson, who ruled Sweden from 1173 to 1195. This ties the treasure directly to the reign of a Swedish monarch, providing valuable insight into the period. And like many hoards that are found in Scandinavia and in Celtic countries of Western Europe, this hoard isn't of Byzantine Roman coins. It's not. These are Scandinavian coins. Wow. Wow. The hoard's discovery offers a fascinating window into the tumultuous 12th century, a period of political and social upheaval in Sweden. What's also interesting about this is that Stockholm did not exist until the end of the 12th century. So it wasn't until many years after these coins were buried there that the city of Stockholm began to take root. This treasure predates the city's official founding in 1252 by possibly a century. The fact that such a significant find was made near a place that would later become Sweden's capital is a fascinating testament to the area's historical importance. Yeah, this is awesome for Sweden. It's a shame there's no Swedes left. They're too busy being raped out of existence by the immigrants. Yep. Among the discovered coins are several rare bishop coins, which were minted by powerful bishops. These coins feature an image of a bishop holding a crosier, a symbol of their ecclesiastical authority, making them particularly significant in understanding the relationship between the church and the economy of the period. These rare coins are a testament to the wealth and influence of the church during the 12th century. Under Sweden's Cultural Environment Act, anyone who finds ancient treasures like the silver hoard are required to offer to the state for potential purchase. So the state can buy this if they want. He was definitely buried before World War II. He was buried around the year 11 something. There you go, Dogzilla. That is good news, yep. That is good news. No, it doesn't have great free health care for everyone. That's a misnomer. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Sweden had the most generous social, medicine, education, and welfare system on the planet until its economy collapsed in 1992. In 1992, all the major banks were taken over by the government as they were insolvent, and the government slashed social benefits, reduced taxes, and within short order, within a few years, Sweden's once socialist economy turned into a major capitalist economy, and the country thrived until it was inundated with well over 2.5 million immigrants who swamped the cities and undermined the services of the country. Sweden recovered because of capitalism. It was brought to its knees by socialism. Bernie Sanders and know-nothing leftist politicians in America, like the Squad, like to hold up the Scandinavian countries as socialists. They're not. They're not. Sweden is not a socialist country. It is not even remotely a socialist country. And it's silly. I love how medical techniques and medicine and procedures and equipment and diagnostic equipment, all designed, developed, deployed, tested in America, are then readily available for the Scandinavian countries to buy, and they can claim they have great health care. Norway's healthcare is financed by petroleum. Yes, petroleum. Sweden's is financed by industrial development, which they crippled with their taxes, and then they eased it up. Electrolux, Swedish brand. Volvo, Chinese brand. You thought I was going to say Swedish, didn't you? Chinese bought it. Doesn't belong to them anymore. Saab's still around, but they produced mostly aircraft and trucks. No, what is this Freddie Queen? What? No, I don't watch Professor G every day. Someone was hiding from Schutzstaffel. Wow, coins. That was awesome. History connection, 1200. Wonder if there's anything with the Knights Templar. No, the Knights Templar weren't active in Sweden, to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. There might have been a couple, but that's not the source. Most of the Knights Templar came from France and Spain and Germany, mostly. Some came from the UK. So, the Senate has failed for the 8th time to advance the funding bill. They failed to reach the 60 votes necessary to avoid a no vote. Day 14 of the funding collapse is the latest indication of how far the sides are dug in. House Democrats returned to Washington Tuesday in hopes of pressuring the GOP to call the chamber back into session. But the House doesn't need to be called back into session. The House has approved a bill which sits in front of the Senate, so the House doesn't have anything to do. They might as well go home and not collect a paycheck because they're not doing anything else. But I love how the Democrats are blaming it on Republicans because they're saying that Republicans are trying to deny health care. But the sunset clause in the Unaffordable Care Act, which is what this crux of this matter is, the sunset clause in the Unaffordable Care Act came from Nancy Pelosi. Just vote for the bill, read it after we approve it. Vote for the bill first, then read the bill. Remember that? That was a Democratic-led White House, House, and Senate. That's who passed this. That's who put the sunset clause into the health care. Not the Republicans. They're blaming Trump. He wasn't even in politics. This is Barry Obama's abomination, his abortion. This is the Democrats. This is Nancy Pelosi's millstone. Put it around her stringy little neck with her eyebrows drawn up here. Do that. Do that. That's who owns this. They put it in, not the Republicans. And now they want to pretend it's Republicans' fault and they want to bury us in debt and bankrupt our country to the tune of $1.4 trillion. It does not exist. Where's that going to come from? Quantitative easing? It is not the Republicans. Despite all the efforts of the left to lie and the Democrats to lie, it's the Democrats themselves. Do you guys ever watch those videos that were on YouTube where they do the cartoons of the drunk Nancy Pelosi? Let me see if I can find one of those. Those are so funny. Those I haven't seen one of those in a long time. They're just so damn funny. Drunk Nancy Pelosi. No, that's not it. No, it's not showing me any of those. I forget what that's called. Those were so funny. I don't know if that channel. Oh, there it is. Is it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Ah, shoot. I was hoping I'd find it, but I'm not finding it. Those were so funny. But they did all kinds of... Oh, there it is. Crazy. That's not it. Dang it. Which one is it? I think I found it, then I don't. Anyway, well, it's not important. It was funny, though. Nancy Pelosi, she's talking like this. Nancy Pelosi talking like this. How can the Speaker of the most powerful nation on the planet be drunk in public? I don't know. Ask Nancy. See, look, Dogzilla's trying. Are Republicans trying to axe healthcare? No, they're not. There's no bill to cancel healthcare in front of the Senate or the House. That's just a fantasy in your mind. Just a fantasy in your mind. Do you honestly think you're going to convince anybody that garbage? Anyway, even Joe Biden, in a moment of clarity, congratulated Donald Trump and commended him for the Gaza deal. What? Joe Biden? What? I mean, seriously. Honestly? Joe Biden? No way. No way. I mean, Joe Biden? Is he still around? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Where am I looking for? Here it is. Here we go. Oh, come on. That's not working. Come on. That is not working either. Come on, what is with this damn thing? Where is this at, man? I cannot find it. I found it before. Let me try it this way. Well, that ruined that timing. I had this all timed out perfect. I thought I was going to get it right. Anyway, I can't find my mind's going blank. Anyway. UK against immigrants. I want to send all immigrants home. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But Joe Biden congratulates Donald Trump. Then the Democrats try to take credit for it. Oh, did you see that Donald Trump didn't get any women released? Because there aren't any women left. They're all dead or released. Did you see that Joe Biden got most of the hostages out? Joe Biden didn't get any hostages out, man. Israel did that. Joe Biden didn't get anybody out. What a crock, man. These people just try to steal. They're just such... Stolen valor is their modus operandi. That's how they operate, man. That's how they operate. It's unbelievable what they come up with. Well, Obama didn't wish him well. In fact, Obama and all the Democrats are out running crap around now, trying to, talk about Trump as a threat to democracy on the eve of the most momentous event. Former President Biden praised President Trump for his effort in brokering peace between Israel and Hamas, while noting his own administration's efforts. Yeah. The road to this deal was not easy. We made it all happen. Oh, my goodness. Well, Chucky Schumer even congratulated President Trump. The jig is up for the left. You guys got to get on board here. Yeah. That Dogzilla, that's over. The big beautiful bill is over. It's law. So the Republicans don't want to change. See, you're misleading. You didn't say that. You didn't talk about the big beautiful bill. You said Republicans are trying to stop health care. If they're stopping health care, they already did it. Just like the Democrats already set us up for failure with the sunset clause in the Unaffordable Care Act. Well, the State Department is giving classified documents to Chinese officials. Justice Department says Ashley Tellis was a subject matter expert on Indian and South Asian affairs. State Department employee accused of removing classified documents from secure locations and meeting with Chinese officials dating back to 2023. Justice Department said that Ashley Tellis was an unpaid senior advisor to the State Department and also a contractor with the Office of Net Assessment of the Department of Defense, recently renamed the Department of War. He is considered a subject matter expert on India and South Asia. He began working for the State Department in 2001, but he's a traitor. He's a treasonous bastard. During a search of his Vienna home, authorities found more than 1,000 pages of documents marked top secret and secret. He had a co-worker at a government facility print multiple classified documents for him on September 12th. On September 25th, he allegedly printed U.S. Air Force documents concerning military aircraft. These bastards in our midst that we allow to come to America and become Americans, and they betray us. They betray us. They sell us down the river. Death penalty. Death penalty. Another person violating the Espionage Act. 1,500 criminal aliens arrested in a major Illinois operation. Launched on September 8th, Operation Midway Blitz targets criminal alien invaders who came to Illinois, specifically to Chicago. Yep, 1,500 arrests, including pedos, vicious gang members, and armed robbers. Yep. Well done. Well done to our federal law enforcement officials. Meanwhile, their lives are in jeopardy. Cartels are issuing, courtesy of them being doxxed by shameful Americans, cartels are issuing bounties of $50,000 to murder ICE, Border Patrol agents, and DHS. Credible intelligence that members of Mexican drug cartels have offered tiered bounty system for hits against Immigration Customs Enforcement, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers, according to the Department of Homeland Security. 2 weeks ago, the Justice Department charged a member of Chicago-based Latin Kings with putting a bounty on Greg Bovino, a CBP commander overseeing the surge operations in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Portland. Drug cartels disseminate a structured bounty program to incentivize violence against federal personnel. Yeah, these criminal networks are not just resisting the rule of law, they're waging an organized campaign of terror against the brave men and women. And anybody caught doxing, and including the officials in California who've passed a law in violation of federal law, trying to expose the identities of federal officials, those government officials should be arrested and prosecuted under federal law, under the Insurrection Act and under for treason. They're endangering the lives of federal law enforcement officials. This is why I said the military has no business in drug enforcement and border enforcement. We have no role in that. The military is a military force to defend our nation, not to participate in counter-drug operations, because the drug dealers will come after your children. They will murder your children. They will steal your teenage daughters and sell them into prostitution in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. A life of horror, misery, and drugs. They will murder your wife in front of you. They are vicious, sick people. It's treason. And they've gotten away with it because our government's been pussyfooting with this for too long. Well, listen to them now. The likes of Jimmy Dipshit Kimmel. There's no Antifa. There's no such thing as Antifa. Really? Well, then why are they carrying flags around? Why do they have emblems? Why do they have flags? Why do they organize themselves? Why do they threaten people with terrorism if they're not Antifa? El Marie, I answered that question earlier today. Either you weren't here or you missed it. You have to have 60 votes. The Senate and House make their own rules on how votes go. In the Senate, the Senate voted under the Democrats to force it's a cloture rule. You have to have 60 votes. If you don't have 60 votes, legislation doesn't pass. I know it's asinine. It should be 51, but it's not. It's 60. So because they don't have 60 votes, they can't pass, which means most legislation gets bogged down. So the Republicans are reticent to change that because if they do, they know that when they're not in power in the Senate, then the Democrats will pass any bill they want with 51 votes. They don't want that to happen. Democrats don't want it to happen. So nobody wants to change that rule. It's undemocratic. Well, check this out. A whistleblower. Hey, are you there? Dogzilla, are you there? This is your neck of the woods. Not a good story, my friend. Not a good story. Whistleblower alleges that Blue City jails hired over 100 illegal guards over several years. Washington State probe claims that guards were hired without proper work authorization, including criminal alien evaders. State and local officials investigating Seattle Area Corrections Department after a whistleblower alleged the county King County was hiring unqualified immigrants as guards, according to a complaint filed with Washington State authorities. State individuals have been hired while holding only temporary work visas and in some cases with expired work authorization, the unnamed whistleblower wrote to the state's Criminal Justice Training Commission regarding hirings in King County. These hires are in direct violation of statutory requirements set forth by state law. The department said the statement that is actively investigating the complaint. Yeah, well, check it out. I don't know if you can see it on that picture there, but they've got some scumbag stuff painted over this. These terrorists painted something that says free something, ruining and defacing public property. The time of the filing, August 27th, whistleblower alleged violations have been happening for several years, remained ongoing. The complaint was reported by Seattle Red host Jason Rantz. Washington law requires all peace officers in the state have their immigration status verified and must be American citizens, lawful permanent residents, or beneficiaries of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Now that's bullshit. Why the hell are you letting criminal alien invaders be your, or immigrants who aren't even citizens, be your law enforcement? No. And there's the complaint. Washington State. Yep. The law does not allow for the hiring of people with temporary visas or illegal immigrants. Officers in question, who are all authorized to work in the United States, are highly trained for their roles, have undergone extensive criminal background check, and are in good standing with King County, said the King County in the State Department. But that's a lie. An anonymous source with knowledge of the case placed the number at more than 100 correction officers. Wow. King County may have improperly applied a requirement set forth by Washington State statute that limits the categories of workers eligible to serve as correction officers in our adult jail facilities. King County, Washington, hiring illegal aliens. People making it up, Dogzilla. There is the complaint. There it is. Washington State Criminal Justice Commission. It's right there. That's a legitimate document filed on August 27th. I'm writing to formally lodge a complaint against King County Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention for ongoing violation of RCW 43.101.095, particularly subsection 5. This statute clearly mandates that all Washington State peace officers and corrections officers must have their immigration status verified and must be either U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents or residents of DACA. However, it has come to my attention that over the past several years, the King County DAJD has knowingly hired individuals as correction officers who did not meet these legal requirements. And it goes on and on. Nobody's making that up, Dogzilla. That's a formal complaint. It's real. See, even when you present evidence to the left, they deny it. Now, whether the person's making it up, we'll find out in due course. But it's a real complaint. It's not made up. Well, Trump slams the Time Magazine's article cover of him. It is a very unflattering photo. They really went to great lengths to find it, and I suspect they probably doctored it a bit. There you go. Trump slams Time Magazine photos the worst of all time. I don't know if it's the worst of all time, but it's pretty bad. Trump's work at peace accords generated bipartisan praise. Time's November 10th issue calling Trump's role in the deal his triumph. The publication revealed its cover on Monday, and Trump praised the story but had gripes with the photo. Time Magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. He's right. It's a terrible picture. He's got a turkey neck there, and his hair looks like it's thinning. And I saw him on camera earlier. He looked really good. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown. Yeah, it does look like that on the M. Yeah, he said, I never like taking pictures from underneath angles. It's a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. Yes. The Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova, wrote a telegram, said, only unhealthy people obsessed with malice and hatred, perhaps even freaks, could have chosen such a photo. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, the Russians agree. It's pretty bad. It was a bad choice of a photo. So, who's been in the Senate the longest? Anybody know? Anybody know? Happy news. Oh, okay, now you understand that, Marie. Yeah, no, it's cloture. They have to have 60 votes. It's stupid, but it's the rules. So if you get 59 to 41, the bill doesn't pass in the Senate. In the House, it's a simple majority. You have 217 to 216, you win. You have 300 to 55, you win. But in the Senate, it's got to be 60, and that's rules that the Senate adopted for itself, which is very undemocratic. How they're allowed to do that is beyond me. No, Jesse Jackson isn't in the Senate. Nope. Chuck Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, has been in the Senate since 1981. Nearly 45 years. Jules broke a few bones. I don't know what's going on in Menton, Texas. Never heard of Menton, Texas. No, I have not watched Biz News in some time. I wrote to Chris the other day to see how she's doing because I've been busy. All right, so here we're going to run through it, folks. These are the fossils in the Senate. Chuck Grassley, Republican, Iowa, 44 years. Mitch McConnell, Republican, Kentucky, 40 years since 1985. Patty Murray. Chuck Grassley has been in the Senate longer than I was in the Army, and I got in the Army 6 years ago. Patty Murray, Democrat, Washington, 32 years, 270 days. Ron Wyden, Democrat, Oregon, 29 years, 236 days. Susan Collins, Republican, Maine, 28 years, but she may not be there much longer. Dickie Durbin, Illinois, 28 years. Jack Reed, Rhode Island, 28 years. Mike Crapo, Idaho, 26 years. Chucky Schumer, 26 years. Maria Cantwell, 24 years. So the first 9 served before the century. John Cornyn, Texas, 22 years. Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, 22 years. Lindsey Graham, 22 years. John Thune, 20 years. And Amy Klobuchar, 18 years. Fossils, one and all. Bernie Sanders, 18 years. Sheldon Whitehouse, Rhode Island, Democrat, 18 years. John Barrasso, New Mexico, or Wyoming, 18 years. Roger Wicker, 18 years, Mississippi. Jeff Merkley, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 14, 14, 14. The list goes on and on and on. And look at this. 45 of the senators have been in the Senate for at least 2 terms plus. 45 of the senators, at least 2 terms plus. Wow. Wow. That's insane. Only few have been in there a short time. Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, Andy Kim, Angela Also Brooks, and Jim Banks. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, no, I didn't see that interview. Why? Was there something I need to see in it? Chuck Grassley's new in Franklin, Nebraska scandal happened. Can work and possibly earn until you drop. Yeah, exactly. Alex Hogue, yeah. And D'Angelo, Grammy Award-winning R&B singer, is dead at the age of 51. Wow. Died from cancer. Saddened that I can only have our dear memories with his family, but we're eternally grateful for the legacy of extraordinary moving music he leaves behind. Yep, he died from cancer. 51 years old. Jeez. Who was it said earlier? Cancer doesn't, I think it was Xavier said, cancer doesn't choose, or isn't picky. It comes for everybody. It comes when it's ready. Yep, that's terrible. Mentone, okay. Houston Chronicle. Mentone, Texas. M-E-N-T-O, Texas. Mentone, town in Texas. Okay. News. Out-of-towners are moving in to take over rich West Texas county. Just 64 people live in the smallest county in the U.S., but over 100 people can vote in its elections. Loving County, Texas, has been dogged by political drama and allegations of voting irregularities for generations. Later this year, an election will be repeated. The results were originally supposed to come out in 2022. Is this it? At Mentone. There's a reason why there's so few people in this county. It's pretty desolate. But the county's budget for next year will be around $60 million. Stark contrast to its approximately $2 million back in 2008. Everyone wants a bite, but the only way to have one is by holding office. Oil has come back since it came up with fracking. How long that lasts, who knows? There's the town. Least populated county in the U.S. Most of the county positions pay $126,000 per year. More voters in the county than there are residents. Town was established in 1931. A lot of abandoned buildings there. Looks pretty desolate. Oh, here's what we're talking about. Tanner. Who is this Tanner guy? Dr. Malcolm Tanner describes himself as an entrepreneur, philanthropist, educator, and federal politician. Posted a video of himself across the social media. Said, if you want to get home and stop paying rent, your mortgage, or even taxes on them, we're going to build you a home right there for free. Really? We're looking to have 100 homes out here with the intention of putting down 2,000. If you're ready, say yes in the chat. Posted a video on TikTok saying we'd bring 10,000 people here and win every election. It's more than 300,000 followers. Bought 2 parcels in the county. But why would you go there? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. What's with Francis? It's terrible, Francis. 15, that's horrible. No, I don't think there should be any age for retirement. I think that's immoral. People should be allowed to work as long as they're able to and want to work. Simple as that. That's what I think, but I could be wrong. All right, folks, been an hour and a half. It's Tuesday night, now Wednesday morning. I will be hitting a rack, and I will see you all. Let me see if my phone charged up. My phone ran out of juice earlier today. Almost went dead on me. We've got early news broadcasts. It's 11:30, 5:30 South Africa time because we got Wednesdays with the Colonel. And then I got my radio show later in the night. So, yeah. All right. Okay, you guys are welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. Well, there are no houses, Jules. They have to be built. He bought plots of land. That's not a house. A free house is nothing if there's nowhere to shop. A free house is nowhere if you have no job. What are you going to do? Just sit there? There's no DSL, no ADSL, no cable, no nothing. You know, it's terrible. Terrible. All right, take care, Dogzilla. Have a good one. We'll see you guys later. Good night. Turn out the lights. Cheers.